Hey guys, happy Medical Monday. We're coming at you live from Greenhouse Wellness. We have the dynamic duo, the originals.
Back
we
again.
have, I don't even know what to call you, Sarah, because you do so many things. I'm going to call you the creative director.
I like.
At all. But really, you do so many things for us here. And obviously, I'm the medical director here at Greenhouse. And we have gotten so many requests and so much information asked of us about RSO. So we thought we would go ahead and hit that again, especially because thanks to our friends at Grassroots and Kind, we have actually a nice supply of RSO. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. So it's good to have you.
Good to see you.
Yay! Happy Monday. It's not raining, which is
finally
a first.
Yes.
Honestly.
I hope everyone's staying safe, by the way, all of our Howard County friends. We hope everyone's doing well.
Yeah, that was a little scary. There was a nice little lake in my backyard, and I know a lot of the roads were closed.
Exactly.
And, just a little shout out, we are actually donating 10% of our sales of all of our...
yes, this week.
What are they
until
called?
Sunday, accessories.
Accessories, there's the word for it.
So anything you need, levos, grinders, papers, we have it all, and we're going to donate 10% of all the sales to Ellicott City Rebuilding.
Yeah, so that's good. So shout out to all you guys. We know you've been through so much.
Yes.
All right, so now on to RSO. So what is RSO? Who was Rick Simpson? That's what it's named for, Rick Simpson Oil. Rick Simpson was an individual who I think back in the late 90s in Canada, is where he's from, had suffered from some medical issues, and he researched this on his own and found the natural healing properties of cannabis. So he developed it himself. He just grew his own plants and concentrated that down, and he actually had some skin cancer. It was it was like basal cell on his arm, and he made RSO, or Rick Simpson Oil, and placed it on his skin lesions, and they evaporated and they were gone. So then he made it a purpose to train other people how to make their own and help them out, and the government shut him down and all this nonsense. But it has certainly stood the test of time.
Absolutely.
And a lot of our own patients have been using Rick Simpson Oil to treat a myriad of diseases. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, because we get a lot of questions. Can I use this recreationally? Can I use this for my diabetes? Can I use this for cancer? So traditionally it has been a cancer treatment, or a treatment for really bad medical problems. And when we first started out having RSO, we were really reluctant to kind of share it with anybody except for our sickest patients with cancer. But happily the supply is increasing, Sierra, you know, and so we're able to have this conversation a little bit differently now. So yes, if you are fighting cancer, Rick Simpson Oil is great. Okay, if you have major medical problems such as autoimmune disorders, MS, if you have epilepsy, it's good for autism, it's good for diabetes, it's good for all kinds of things. But respect it. It is incredibly strong. So to our recreational users, or to those who say, can anybody buy RSO? I say to you, we have had a number of patients who I would consider to be super users. Would you say that?
Yeah.
Super users.
Absolutely.
Who were really put down by this medicine. They took too much and they were just sort of asleep for a day and a half.
But if you think about it, that's what it's designed for. I mean, it's for treating people who are really ill. You heal when you sleep, and so the medicine is designed to put you down. So keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind.
Like you said, respect it. I love that.
Respect it, because a little does a lot.
Yeah.
So these come in a little syringe, a little tube, and each tube is 1 gram. And when you start taking this, you can take it a couple of different ways. I'm a big fan of taking things orally. I think that's the most ancient way of taking medicine. It makes sense. We have receptors in our bodies designed for it. And so I think that you should take just maybe 1/10 of a syringe and put it on a cracker, or sometimes people even put it on a banana and they swallow it down at bedtime. And that the effects will then work all night long. And you'll wake up in the morning hopefully not feeling too much of a head high. I think we might have a question.
Dr. Apgar, we do have a question. We have a question about the quantity of dosage. An individual said the last life feed we recommended a cc or a milliliter for a new patient, and he doesn't feel that's recommended in the cannabis industry. Can you expound on dosage?
The classic is a full gram or a full ml a day. That's the classic recommendation that you'll see written in a lot of different articles and a lot of anecdotal reports. And so what people will do is they'll kind of use 30 days to get their dosage up and get used to the medicine, and then they'll put themselves on 60 days then of treatment that is the full gram or 1 ml syringe a day. And personally, I think that that's overkill, especially after we talked to the makers of this, and Matt said there's no way anybody's ever going to be able to take a full syringe a day. So my personal thought after researching this as much as I have is you get as much in you as you can, but I don't know that you're going to get much more than, say, a quarter or a half of this in a day. So when somebody wants a dose, and I respect that, and I know that you would love for me to tell you take 2 aspirin every 8 hours, I'd love to be able to do that. But as we know, that cannabis does not work that way.
Exactly.
Our bodies are so complicated. Our endocannabinoid systems are so different. Our sensitivity to the medicine is so different, and our disease states are so different.
Yeah.
This is individualized medicine. So there is no dosage that I can tell any one person to take a day. What I will do is consult with the patients and talk to them about how they're doing. And obviously our wellness consultants are so good at this, at talking to the patients, but it's how much can you tolerate a day. Certainly no more than this, and quite honestly, I don't think anybody would ever be able to take a full gram a day. I do like the 90 days worth of treatment, to get a decent amount in your system for 90 days. I think there's enough anecdotal reports that that's effective. And then as far as maintenance, then you just go down to a little bit a day just to maintain. I don't know that we can cure cancer, guys. I would never go out there and say that, listen, this is a miracle cure for everything. I just don't know that that's fair. But what I can say is that if we supplement our bodies and we help create balance in our bodies, and we have this medicine in our bodies, we can help ourselves fight it off every day, which is what in a healthy body we do anyway.
Exactly.
Every day.
Dr. Akbar, we have another question from Josh. He believes the starting dose should not be recommended to be high like we're recommending.
I think there might be a miscommunication, because I don't think I'm recommending that we start high. I feel like I've said it a million times. Respect the medicine, go very, very, very slow. So I don't know how else I can say that, but this is incredibly strong. I would never recommend that anybody starts out on a high dose. There's no way that you would be able to do it. In fact, in the reports, it's that you would take a grain of rice size amount on a cracker or at bedtime. So there's also patients that will do this with suppositories, and I think that that's fine. Supposedly there's less psychoactivity that way, and I'm not going to quibble with how you want to take the medicine. I've always said I just think it's important that you get it in your body.
Right, it's personal.
It's
whatever
personal.
way you want to ingest.
Exactly, and if it's giving you too much psychoactivity to take it orally, then make a suppository.
Right.
And also I think you have to be aware of where your disease is. Like if you're treating a stomach problem or you're treating a colon problem versus a skin problem. I mean, truly, you can mix this with cocoa butter or any other carrier and use it topically, just like Rick Simpson did. It's really a very healing formulation, and we're tickled that we have it, and we have it in sufficient quantities, and we've been assured we're going to continue to have those sufficient quantities for you guys. So that makes us happy. So another question I know I've been getting hounded with, which is why we're doing this again, is that patients are getting so smart, and I'm so tickled that you guys are doing your education and you're watching these videos and you're doing your reading.
We love that.
We love that.
Yes.
But patients have asked us, what about CBD? And I love that. What about CBD? We would love to have CBD added to RSO, but we don't have plants that are grown in sufficient quantities to then be able to make the concentrated oil from those plants to have RSO in, or to have CBD in RSO at this point in time. That said, we do have CBD available in tinctures, and it's really a trivial matter to take tinctures by mouth. There's no psychoactivity with that. You're not going to feel a head high from that at all. So you take this, and then you also take your tinctures with CBD, and then you're getting the best benefits of all of it. The other thing you can do is you can get vapes that have high CBD, and you can vape, because honestly, like I said, I don't care how you get the medicine into your system. You can eat it, you can smoke it, you can vape it, you can put it on topically. It's all helpful to help disease states.
Yes.
So I know that we have another patient testimonial.
We do. We have
Can
a
you tell us
couple in the works.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about that?
We have somebody that we're filming who she openly came to me and said, I was a skeptic who has fibromyalgia, treats chronic pain. And we're going to be filming her soon and hearing her story. She said that she has one strain in specific that has changed her life, that has given her physical strength, she says she feels, and helped her symptoms in terms of like pain and discomfort. And then we have another patient who was treating his diabetes with cannabis.
I think also he got himself off of narcotics entirely, like 100% off his narcotics, and also
lost 100 pounds.
Are you kidding me?
It's so insane.
Yeah,
and so
his
impressive.
Off his diabetic
so
medicine.
Inspiring. It's off everything.
Yeah, so we have some pretty cool, right in our face, patient testimonials and patient experiences that we're seeing directly with our own eyes. And you guys, it's just life-changing. We're so grateful to be a part of it and to be able to bring you this really good medicine. Okay, so what else about RSO do you think that patients are interested in, Sierra?
A question that I have gotten is that we know that they say that there is an indica and a sativa. The way that they're...
Right. And again, guys, there is no such thing as indica and sativa, okay?
Right.
THC is a very, very potent molecule, and a little does a lot. And so when you get a lot into your system, I mean, the psychoactivity is ridiculous. When THC is combined with other cannabinoids and with terpenes, it changes the effect on your body, and it's hard to predict sometimes. So I talked to Matt, the one who made this actually, and I quizzed him big time on this, because one of these is from a strain called Khaleesi and one of these is from a strain called Dead Cherries. And I looked at the terpene profiles, and quite honestly, they're really not that different. He swears up and down there'll be no difference between these two.
That was my big question.
Between these two strains. Okay. And then like this one here by Nature's Heritage by Our Friends at Kind, they didn't even necessarily write down the strain. I mean, it's probably a combination of a bunch of different strains. We have all of the terpene information right here. So I don't necessarily know that we care about an indica or a sativa. That's not necessarily fair. If you get too much THC in your system, you may not sleep well. Okay, that is a known side effect of THC, so that's why we want to be really cautious with
And that's my point I wanted you to wrap around, because it goes back to start low, go slow, very small dosage, and respect the medicine.
And respect the medicine, We have talked to a couple of people who, more than a couple, who didn't necessarily respect the medicine and paid the price.
It doesn't go well. I mean, you'll be okay, but
you'll be fine, but it's going to last a long
comfortable.
time. It's not comfortable.
Right.
That's the right thing. Let's pretend you do get too much RSO, guys. Let's pretend you do ingest too much. You didn't necessarily respect the medicine. There are some things you can do to help the anxiety or the discomfort that you might feel. Number one is drink tons of water. So hydration is huge. Number two, obviously CBD. Cannabidiol is a molecule that kind of disrupts THC off of the CB1 receptors. So if you had CBD tinctures around the house, or you had a CBD heavy vape cartridge or something like that, you could easily do that. And then there's things that you have in your kitchen at any one time. Lemon, limonene, so fresh lemon. And what am I thinking? Black pepper is another one that you can use. That is another sort of treatment that everybody has around the house. And then, you know what it is? It's tincture of time. You just have to wait it out and understand that it's all going to be okay, and you are going to get rid of it.
Stay calm.
Quiet.
Talk to yourself. Be in a safe place. Everything will be fine.
Exactly. Great questions about strains. So what else do you think that we need to talk about as far as RSO goes? Have you heard any other big questions?
Those are the biggest questions.
Okay, and I know price. Happily, we're selling this for $60, which is amazing.
Insane.
Such a great, and we're so grateful to the makers, to the
really
producers, the growers. Oh my gosh, what a huge gift that is to Maryland, that we're making this in a way and providing it in a way that's affordable.
Exactly.
I love it.
Dr. Akbar, we do have a question. What are the providers, or who makes this? Can you reiterate?
So right now we have Grassroots that is making these two different versions of it. It's Khaleesi and Dead Cherries. And then we have Kind Therapeutics, Nature's Heritage, and they are providing us also with RSO. So we have two different growers and processors that we're now carrying.
Yeah.
Hopefully more to come.
Yeah.
We like competition.
Thanks so much for all of your questions, you guys. It was
we really appreciate it.
to talk to you.
Yeah.
And we will see you next Monday.
See you next Monday, guys.
Bye.
Bye.